All right, we are going to have a look here at one of the many ways that we're going to build traffic to our Elite Serum. Let me pull this up actually. To our Elite Serum Amazon listing. Just pull that up real quick for us here. So here's the Amazon listing for Elite Serum. So we're going to be driving traffic to this this listing from a number of different angles. And one of the angles that we're going to use is I'm going to pull up the Project Breakthrough members area for a second here. Take just a moment. One of the methods that we can use is Chris Marshall's. This is in the website structure main page, and Chris Marshall has literally an amazing software that he has provided for exclusively for OMGers, and it's right here. The long tail local explosion. There's a demo with Carrie Dukes on how this works, and more from Carrie. And then Chris does a demo, including the free software right here. And let me quickly explain how this works now. Of course, the best thing for you to do is to go through that whole area. So I'm just going to give you a brief overview here. So Chris Marshall's software is going to allow us to make a website, which is symbolized by this purple circle right here. And that website is literally going to have thousands or even tens of thousands of pages. It's going to be automatically generated website. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to get some sales directly off of the website, and I'll explain how. But what we're going to do is build a retargeting list. And I'll explain what that means here in just a second. If I go to adroll.com, we're going to use this website, and we're going to do some paid advertising with this. But the neat thing is that the hard part of doing retargeting is getting your retargeting list. The actual advertisements themselves are so cheap that they're nearly free. They're so cheap and so highly targeted that it's really nearly free traffic. And this is something that you can use not just for Amazon, but it's something that you can use for local clients. And to give you an idea of what retargeting is, I pulled up a couple of news sites. One news site here. This is Drudge Report, which is a pretty big, famous news site. And we see ad choices here. I actually was on Best Buy the other day. This is almost certainly a retargeted ad right here. So what's happened is I went to bestbuy.com. They placed a cookie in my browser. Now that I'm on a website that is using some sort of paid advertisements, then that's going to trigger this advertisement to come up for this Windows computer. I was shopping for computers on Best Buy, so they're saying, hey, remember how you were shopping for computers on Best Buy? We've got it right here. Click here. This costs very, 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 very little for the advertiser to advertise with, and yet it's highly targeted because I actually may wind up buying a computer from Best Buy or something along those lines. Now, they also do retargeting on Facebook. This may or may not be retargeting, or this may be specifically targeting me. I do go to AT&T.com. That's where my phone service is with. This is almost certainly a retargeted ad from AT&T.com. And again, it's literally extremely cheap to do these ads. So the way it works is this. We have some sort of a traffic source, some way to get people to our website. Then we're going to place a code, and don't worry, we're going to explain all of this step by step. I'm just giving you the overview here. They're going to land on our website, and when they do land on our website, we're going to, and this, of course, this is utterly ethical and legal and good even. They're going to land on our website, and we're going to place a tracking pixel that we're going to get from adroll.com automatically in their browser once they visit our page. And that is going to build, with this red circle over here is representing our list of retargets. Okay, That's our list of people who have our little pixel in their browser, that have a little note in their cookie to their web browser saying, hey, this person is interested in this case, in beauty, maybe interested in Botox, maybe interested in plastic surgery. They might be a good fit for somebody that we might sell Elite Serum to, okay? Because Elite Serum is an anti-aging serum or cream that can help reduce wrinkle lines and so forth, and so they could be a good target for that. Now, in addition, we're also just going to directly try to sell Elite Serum. We're going to try to entice the person coming to this website to click through to another website, and we'll explain how I'm going to do that in a second. This will be that website. And then that website is going to direct them on to our Amazon listing. Let's see. This ugly green circle can be our Amazon listing. Okay, so this is our Amazon listing right here. This is this lead generation website that we're going to talk to you about. And this is our retargeting list. And our retargeting list is also going to point people back to our Amazon page. And this is going to have a lot of benefits to us. We're going to make sales. We're going to be giving Amazon outside targeted traffic by doing this. And all of these visitors will be coming from this website. Now, the way this website works, the website that we're going to create in this particular segment of the Over the Shoulder series is a website using Chris Marshall's local lead explosion software. And that's going to be a website with thousands or even tens of thousands of pages that target little tiny keywords that normally don't get searched very much, and they rank very, very quickly. So for example, let's imagine that there's a small town in Tennessee called Baker's Fork, Tennessee, and it only has, maybe a few thousand people in it. Okay, Baker's Fork. I don't really think there is one, but let's just make that up. And there's, thousands of small towns in America. So Baker's Fork, Tennessee, like plastic surgeon Baker's Fork, Tennessee, there might not be that many listings for plastic surgeon Baker's Fork, Tennessee, or best plastic surgeon Baker's Fork, Tennessee, or Botox reviews Baker's Fork, Tennessee. There just might not be very much competition, and certainly once you go across the entire United States, we're going to be able to pick up enough traffic because we're going to have these micro listings. And again, if you want to see the full process explained, we're going to show you, demonstrated in this video series, us actually doing it, and then there's more training in that section I just showed you. So that's the process that we're going to be doing. If conceptually, if it's a little confusing right now, that's okay, because we're going to walk you through exact instructions, step by step, how we're going to generate literally a ton of traffic to our Amazon listing, or it could be, again, to something different. It could be to an affiliate site. It could be to our a different kind of product that we have. We can do this for clients. So this is literally a very versatile technique. It's going to get us using retargeting, and it's going to be a really neat technique. And you don't have to use retargeting with this, local lead explosion technique, but it's going to be neat with us showing you how we do this. Joe Marfolio does this, I do this, and it's going to be really exciting for you. Okay, so that's the quick overview. All right, in this video, I'm going to create an article that's going to go on very similar. They'll go on all the pages of our local lead explosion website that we're about to make up. So let me pull our little bubble example up. This is going to be the article that's going to go on the pages of this website. A slight modification of this article will go on all the pages of this website. And then what we're going to do with this article, the purpose of this article, if possible, it's not that big of a deal, but we want some of the people who come to these articles to go on to another website that we've created that can then directly sell them on our Amazon listing. Okay. Now, again, we'll have already accomplished 90 to 95% of what we were hoping to do. just by getting the visitor to our website, because we will have built our retargeting list and we'll have given them a quick glimpse at Elite Serum. We'll have shown them maybe a picture or something like that. We might have mentioned Elite Serum or something like that, just to plant the seed in their mind. We'll have already accomplished 90% just by the virtue of them coming to the website in the first place. But for that extra 5 to 10% of effectiveness that can result in a sale, then we're going to put a little bit of extra work into this article. So I've pulled up EliteSerum.com. I'm going to use that a little bit as a cheat sheet, crib notes, some of the ingredient names here and so forth, so I can copy and paste them in, and maybe a little bit as inspiration. And I've got a blank document pulled up here for us here. So it's going to be something like, let's imagine, so some of the words that we might wind up using might be plastic, surgeon, and I have our little keyword list here. This is the keyword list that I've kind of pulled up here. I just did a kind of a Google-wide search for Botox, dermatologist, dermatology, anti-aging, plastic surgeon, best plastic surgeon. Just pulled up some names here, some words here, just to give me a few ideas of some of the things that we might target. Notice that there's like best plastic surgeons in New York City. That gets 880 searches. Well, best plastic surgeons in Baker's Fork, Tennessee might only get 8 searches per month, or might even only get 8 searches per year in Baker's Fork. But the funny thing is, we're putting so little effort into that listing, and those 8 searches might result in a sale of Elite Serum, and of course that can lead to upsells, that can lead to us having a customer and people being subscribed and so forth. So it's worth it. It's small amounts of traffic that add up to quite a bit. So I just pulled up some ideas here: anti-aging cream, best anti-aging products, celebrity plastic surgeons. This is just to give me a few ideas to work with here. Anti-aging systems, local plastic surgeons, great. All right, so let's say the keyword was plastic surgeon, Baker's Fork, Tennessee, or like even best plastic surgeon, Baker's Fork, Tennessee. I'll write it for that. Now it could also be Botox, Baker's Fork, Tennessee, dermatologist, Baker's Fork, Tennessee, any of those things. And what we're going to do is I'll write the article for, let's say, best plastic surgeon, Baker's Fork, Tennessee. And of course, this is going to get us the kind of customers that might be interested in Elite Serum. And we might even be able to put something in if we wanted to. I don't know if we'll wind up doing this in this demonstration, but we could put something in our advertising or somewhere saying, if you want to contact us about advertising, here's contact information, and that could lead to local clients, because maybe a plastic surgeon might see it in Baker's Fork, Tennessee, and say, hey, these guys know how to advertise. Maybe they could do some SEO consulting. That's not really inside of what I'm trying to do right here. I just want to point that out. I'm probably not going to make that part of this demonstration, but do keep that in mind. That's something that you might optionally put that in. If you're not sure, just leave it out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is a technique that I learned from an OMGer. It's a technique that I use. An OMGer named Chuck, and he lives in Sri Lanka, and he makes literally a lot of money selling stuff like electronics and so forth on Amazon, like 3D television sets and so forth. And what he does is he'll say, hey, you come to his page, and he'll say, here are the 5, let's discuss the 5 biggest downfalls of the Sony Bend 3D television set. Here's the number 1, downfall of it, such and such. Written article about it. I don't know what that would be. Maybe it causes migraine headaches. I don't know what it would be. I probably wouldn't say that. But then, maybe it's not the best for sports, or I don't know what it is. Hogs a lot of energy, takes a lot of power, or is kind of expensive or whatever. And then click through for the next 4 downfalls of this product. Now, that click through is to entice somebody to go to our intermediate website, where we can sell them, in this case, on Elite Serum. And again, as we develop this, if you're not quite following along, that's okay. If you follow along with the process, you'll see us do it. You'll see it come to life. Okay, so best plastic surgeon, Baker's Fork, Tennessee. And of course, you can have an article writer write this. I'm just going to do it to demonstrate it for you. Also, it just shows I'm just completely unafraid. I've written my own articles for SEO for years. I don't mind doing it. And it's just literally no big deal. We've got news for you when it comes to best plastic surgeons. Put this in just for fun. In Baker's Fork, Tennessee. Let's make it big news. We've now got a list of the top 5 downfalls of this kind of say, Botox surgery, and using strong prescription medications for your beauty. Okay. Okay, so the psychology behind this, I'm thinking that, first of all, these are some keywords we're going to be using: Botox surgery and strong prescription medications. You might get that from a dermatologist, anti-aging creams, so forth. So that's kind of what I'm playing myself up against. You'll also get access to the 5 best alternatives based on quality. Let's make it based on beauty, quality, safe. Let's make it beauty, safety, quality. Ooh, let's make it comfort next. Comfort. Quality is a little bit vague. Quality and price. And of course, price. Here's the scoop. After extensive research, there are a number of negatives to taking drastic action on your I could say skincare here. Yeah. And beauty. And let's face it, there's a reason why somebody would consider going through the risk, cost, and pain of these kinds of options. And again, referring back to the Botox surgery and strong prescription medications. You want to get results and look younger, healthier, more natural, attractive, and energetic. Sure. Let's begin by discussing what turns out to be the number one downside when it comes to the more drastic measures you again, like going under the knife, needles or injections, and strong prescription strength medicines. To help weigh the pros and cons. Now, one of the things I don't want to do is I don't want to be, in fact, I think I want to move this to help weigh the pros and cons up earlier to imply that, you know, I mean, obviously there's some people who, who are just really hell-bent on, getting Botox or going to a plastic surgeon or going to a dermatologist. We don't want to turn those people off completely. We want to try to leave the door open for them. When it comes to conversion, you can go through your law of implication lessons in your members area. I believe it's video number 9 and number 10 in that core series right there will really help you understand conversion. And one of the things we don't want to do in conversion is really fly in the face of something that people already strongly hold and believe. We just don't want to do that. It's not going to help. So if somebody is really, if they're really sure that they want to get, and this is a little bit of a conversion lesson. I know we're just supposed to be writing an article here, but and of course you can just skip ahead at any time. If you're just going to get somebody else to write the article for you, that's no problem. But this will maybe help guide you in the writing of that article. If you're going to go through the conversion process, of course we want to do things right, and a lot of that means telling people what they already want to believe, and then giving a justification for that. Jason Fladley calls this, he's very, very good with conversion. Discusses the emotional component, but also the logic component. Emotionally, say what help weigh the pros and cons, then it doesn't sound like I'm going to come out and just rail on Botox or surgery or strong prescription medications. People might really be looking for that. If we say to help weigh the pros and cons, now we're still in the conversation with them. All right, great. All right, so let's begin by discussing what turns out to be the number one downside when it comes to the more drastic measures. Again, like going under the knife, needles or injections, and strong prescription pain medicines. The biggest issue that people report is pain. And not just temporary discomfort, which is, of course, an issue, but serious, ongoing, distracting, and sometimes even debilitating suffering. Now I think I've already said the fact of the matter. Of course, in most cases, you're not going to run, let's say in the majority of cases, you're not going to run into severe ongoing pain. While it is common to experience strong, say very strong, temporary pain, and also common to experience protracted discomfort. It's reasonably unusual that you'll wind up with both. Unusual, but by no means rare. Okay, so I'm kind of building into this. Again, somebody looking for a plastic surgeon's thinking about it pretty hard, and we're just trying to jostle them a little bit. Again, if I come out over the top, like, no, don't do Botox, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. I mean, it's so flying in the face of what they're doing. And remember, I'm not looking for very high conversions out of this. I really am hoping that, 1 out of 10, maybe 1 out of 5 people will click through. That would be pretty great. I just want them kind of in the game with us here, to where that they'll consider Elite Serum as either an alternative or as a supplement to something else they might be doing. Look, coming to this page, they might be thinking about breast surgery, right? So, certainly they can do both breast surgery and Elite Serum, for example, or supplement their Botox and so forth. So I want to also keep that in mind. All right. Unusual, but by no means rare. And let's face it, when it's you or a loved one going through serious, ongoing pain or even agony, even a 1 in 10 chance might seem like too much. Even if we were talking a 1 in 10 chance. All right. So I'm a little bit implying that it's pretty high. I'm not going to come out and say it's that high. I'm just going to sort of throw it out there, like a little bit vaguely. All right. Great. Coming along well here. Now that said, in even serious ongoing pain often does subside and is rarely crippling. And there are things that you can do to minimize the risk of this number one downfall. The most important of course, the best way is to find an alternative, which can often be what was our rundown of things that were going to be better? Risk, cost, pain, more attractive, younger. So, which can often be just as effective if not more effective, and certainly cost less and involve far less risk. For example, one of the best ways to get around the pain, risk, and cost of Botox is a premier skin, let's see, anti-aging cream or serum. It's from Serum. It's serum, of course. Silly. Okay. I think Botox is capitalized. All right. Now that all of that said, the bottom line is that if somebody is thinking of surgery, injections, or using strong chemicals, strong prescription chemicals, you're strongly wanting fast results. And you can get in the way of looking younger, healthier, and more attractive. Naturally more attractive. And you can, in some cases, get that from the more high-risk options. I think we're getting pretty close to a long enough article here. So what I'm going to do here is look for a close and just say, because now at this point we want to get them over to the part of our, web page right here. To find out the other 4 top downfalls of surgery, injections, and strong prescription medication. As well as the best alternative in terms of beauty, looking younger, healthier, I want to say like something that they can also supplement, but I'm just going to say alternatives rather than get all tied up in things. In terms of looking younger, healthier, And let's also put without working out. And they're healthier. Natural and fit without dieting or exercise. And then this will be the link. All right, so this is going to be our article. And the last thing I'm going to do is show you how to build a bit.ly link to this website, or to this article. All right, I'm on bit.ly, and what I'm going to do is place my link right here. It's bit.ly.com, bit.ly.com, and I'm just going to paste my link, which is commonskinconditions.com. And that's going to automatically create this bit.ly shortener. So I'm going to copy it right here, and I'm going to paste it right here, and then we're going to send this over to Joe. So now, when I click on this link, it's going to take me to this website, and we're going to use this link for SEO purposes. But actually, I'm not going to use this link, because we don't want to send people to the home page. We're actually, maybe the home page is pretty good in this case. It says skincare blog. Now I'm going to create a landing page, commonskinconditions.com, and we're going to make it slash alternatives, which should be the name of it. So it's going to be commonskinconditions.com. Oops. And slash alternatives. Okay, so that's going to be our link. That page doesn't exist yet, but it will shortly. That's where I'm going to put it. Okay, that'll create our bit.ly link right there. I'm going to copy it, paste it right here, and that's going to be great for SEO, for how we're going to do our SEO. Okay, that's it. All right, since I already did the write-up of the article, for your traffic generation site, for the local lead explosion site, I just went ahead and wrote this up off camera, and I'll explain how I did it. Let me tell you where we are in the process here. I'll pull up our little chart. So this is the local lead explosion site. This is where we're going to be getting our traffic in this case, and that's going to help us build targets. Interestingly enough, this site here will also generate targets for us, because we'll be getting traffic in from other SEO sources, interestingly enough. But this site here is the one that we're working on right now. This is kind of our money site, and that's called commonskinconditions.com. That's this site right here, commonskinconditions.com. And as to how we set up this site and so forth, if we go to your breakthrough area, and Greg explains things, right here in terms of how you set up your site. And of course, there's the 2014 Over the Shoulder series, which also explains site setup. And you also have your big background training area. We really make sure that you understand how to set up a website. What I did here was I added a new page. I called it Alternatives. We have the proper permalink set up. So right away, this automatically becomes slash alternatives. Okay, that's the name of it, slash alternatives. And then I wrote this article right here. All right, so the way it says, here are the 4 biggest downfalls to surgery, needles, and injections, and strong prescription medications. The number 1 downfall, should be a comma right here, is protracted and even crippling severe pain. Number 2, risk. It turns out that surgery, needles, and strong prescription medications come with much higher risk of actually damaging your skin and beauty and even causing disfigurement. Because of that, you need to be very careful selecting who you work with, and you need to understand that even the best have off days. Nobody wants to hear that. Number 3, cost. Surgery, Botox, injections, needles, and strong prescription meds obviously come at a high cost. Surgery typically runs in the thousands or even tens of thousands or more. Botox and needles and injections are hundreds every 3 to 4 months, and prescription meds can also run in the thousands and can possibly raise insurance rates. Time. These high dollar cost, high risk methods also have a huge time factor involved in between doctor's visits, recovery, and potentially painful rehab. That can sideline you and cost you valuable time away from your family, friends, and work. They can also limit your ability to travel. Over adjustings. I like this one. Sometimes what your body needs is a minor perk, not a major evasive move. It's surprisingly common that the cure will wind up being worse than the original symptoms and put you on an endless downward spiral. Now, something to strongly consider, is that there are surprisingly powerful, very low risk, cost-effective alternatives. Our number 1 recommended alternative is a little known and highly effective, proven low risk, and much more moderately priced. Okay, and so what I did was I highlighted number 1 recommended alternative, and then I clicked insert link, and I created another one of those bit.ly links like I did on the bit.ly video, and this one linked directly to my Amazon listing. So now, here we are for commonskinconditions.com. When we go here, number 1 recommended alternative, that is going to take us directly to our Amazon page. Okay? And that wraps up the entire process. Okay? All right, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you understand the process that we're going through, and I will talk to you soon. Amazon smile. Aha. All right, well, I'll think about that. I don't actually know what that is, but that's okay. I will smile for you. All right, we're going to get into just a little bit of article writing here. We're going to write an article for YouTube. Now, of course, again, anytime with article writing, you can outsource it. So feel free to skip this video if you don't want to just sit here watching me write an article. One of the things about this is you can certainly look at this from a standpoint of when you get articles in, to be able to look them over and to have a sense for what's quality and such. All right, I'm going to let Joe handle the title when he does this. I've got a keyword list pulled up right here. Let me actually zoom in on it. We'll always try to do a little bit of extra zooming for you. Maybe one more zoom here. So we've got anti-aging cream, argireline, Trixol, Halixol, anti-aging serum, best anti-aging cream. These are all some keyword terms we're going to try to get. Plus, we're going to try to pick up elite serum, elite serum review, and stuff like that. So let's see. Elite serum review. Inventor Tim Schmidt came live with me today to dig in to his to what has been described as the best anti-aging cream by some. I want to soften things like that. It's the best anti-aging cream. Loaded with peptides like argireline. Definitely make sure to spell that right. Unless you want to get the misspelling, of course, you always stick the misspelling in there just to pick up a few extra keywords. Actually, not that would be ridiculous at all. Get both the correct spelling and the misspelling. Serum as an alternative to Botox and other needle and injection treatments. Get rid of that loaded. Seems a little bit much there. Okay, just obviously just kind of putting keywords in as we go. This looks like this is a maybe overly stuffing anti-aging. I'm just going to stop saying anti-aging. Here, let's back out some of these. I think it's too much. Yeah. How many do we have here? Anti-aging cream. Anti-aging serum. Yeah, let's not do any more anti-aging. It's going to be too much. Let's see. Okay, that is going to be our article. A little bit short, a little bit on the short side for a YouTube article, but then again, I'm not outsourcing it, and I think it's going to work out pretty well for us. Okay, hopefully that was helpful. A little bit to watch over my shoulder, and you saw me do the keyword correction in terms of not overly stuffing the keyword, and I think that this should work just fine for us.